I wanted to share this story. Uh, this black man went to work, been on his job for over 20 years, and he was subjected to so much racism, y'all. I just heard the news, and they were hanging nooses at his job. They were slandering a lot of the minorities, black Americans, you know what I'm saying, black people in the company. And I felt the company, y'all. I really do. I fought the company because the company be knowing who they have working for them. The manager knows who is working for them. The supervisor knows who is working for them. The employees know who they're working around. Okay, you don't tell me that it's not the company's responsibility to get a handle on some of this negativity, some of this demonic activity in their establishments. It's the company's fault to let this go on for so long, y'all. This man was enduring so much racism. He was probably seeing it towards other people because there was someone else, a female, saying that they were experiencing a lot of racism too. They were looking at that beautiful butterfly, but they were experiencing a lot of racism. This got to stop, y'all. Like, the man had enough, and he ended up snapping and shooting 5 people at his job. He was a black man. He shot 5 employees at his job, and then he took his own life from all the hatred that he was experiencing and possibly seeing others go through. And then not only that, but look at the climate what we're experiencing too. He probably said, "The hell with it. I'm sick of this bullshit. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of these people getting away with doing our people this way." And he said, "The hell with it." He literally, said, "The hell with it." So I just want to share that story. Maybe you might come across that story today. But yeah, enough is enough of this hatred towards us, y'all. Enough is enough. Like, if you hate us so bad, just stay away from us, If you hate us so bad, don't go buy nothing that we make. If you hate us so bad, you know what I'm saying? Stop being around people you don't like. That's it. You ain't got to go hurt people. You ain't got to, do this negative stuff to intimidate black people. You ain't got to do none of this stuff. You just should just leave black people alone. You should just leave us alone. If you don't like Hispanics, leave Hispanics alone. If you don't like Asians, leave Asian alone. If you don't like whites, leave whites alone. But this is for my black people. Stop going where you're not wanted, chosen ones of God. Stop going where you're not wanted. If you on a job that's causing you so much stress and it's a lot of racism, it's a lot of hatred, it's a lot of harassment, it's a lot of clicking up against you, find somewhere else. Don't quit. Don't quit until you find something else, okay? Never leave a job until you find another job, okay? That's my motto. That has really always been my motto. I don't like to quit my job unless I have another job, unless there's something going on I can't control. But I'm just saying, always stay on your job until you get you another one. That it is confirmed, that your start date and everything. You know what I'm saying? And then put in your 2 weeks notice. But yeah, I'm telling you guys, or put in a week notice. Hell, put in 3-day notice. Because depending on how much hatred you have to go through and how much humiliation and how much, gaslighting and monitoring and all this talking behind your back and all that stuff, some of these companies, they don't care about you, chosen ones. Because if they would have cared about this man, they would have had systems in place. They would have had a lot of meetings about, workplace discrimination, workplace harassment. You have to have systems in order. With some companies out here, if you slip and fall in their establishment, they don't have a system in place for you to, or the employee to write up an incident report. Because that's what happened to me. When I slipped and fell, I asked the clerk, um, can you please do an incident report? He was like, incident report? I don't know about no incident report. I don't know where. I said, you don't have one in over there in your stacks of paper? No incident report? No. I said, well, can you call your manager? He's off today. I said, well, give me his number. I'm injured, I can't give out his number. I said, well, can you call him for me? He was like, no, he's off today. I said, well, well, I could give you my number and have your manager call me. I said, you know what? Better work, because you ain't trying to help me at all. I'm up here broke with a fractured arm. I just slipped and fell and all this liquid. And you mean to tell me you don't want to do no incident report? You don't want to call your manager? You know what I'm saying? I couldn't even get in an ambulance, guys, because my mom was sitting in the back seat of my car. How is she going to drive my car when she's disabled and handicapped? So I had to drive myself in this big old city, not knowing where the hospital is, on these scary interstates, to the hospital, soaked up in all this stuff on me, being humiliated because in the line when I'm in the store, because I'm trying to pay for the gas so I can get a receipt with their store number, the store ID number, the phone number, and the address, because I'd never been to that store before, y'all. These companies need to be held accountable for their actions too, and their employees' actions. These people be having negligent security at their stores. That means their employees are not even trained to even know what to do when there's a slip and fall or an injury on the surface, inside their store or outside their store. This black man had endured so much harassment. I just heard it on the news. He endured so much harassment and racism on his job. And he's been on his job for 22 years. That man got fed up and took out 5 people, unalived 5 people, and then killed himself. And when they interviewed this woman on the news, the lady said, yeah, we were enduring so much racism. They were even hanging nooses outside our job. This is just now, y'all. Y'all ain't jump on this yet. I told you I'm bringing you the stories. I mean, I don't need to break the story, y'all. I'm bringing you the stories. Okay? And this, I'm not glorifying this news. I don't know who would glorify this news. I'll be listening to some of y'all social media news commentators, media, and I'm not digging at you, but you don't need to be the first to do anything. As long as you're doing it. That's what matters. And you don't need to make nothing from these tragedies, because if you really, really love your people, like I hear other people saying, and I've been doing this for a very long time, and I ain't been watching none of these people. I just came across some of these channels. You see what I'm saying? I've been bringing the news. I brought so much news in the political area that I got shadow banned and almost probably being harassed by these MAGA nuts. Okay? It could have been the reason why I done got injured in this establishment is because this I can't direct nothing at anyone, but allegedly somebody might have been a R, and they don't like a black woman or a black man, and they saw me when I walked in that store, and they knew something was going on, and they just stood there, and then they waited till I moved a little bit in the store, and then they want to go in the back. Now they knew somebody could have got hurt in that store. Didn't even say nothing, y'all. A lot of this R stuff is really embedded in people, and they hate you because they just hate you. And it ain't nothing you can do to make them like you. That's why you need to stop being around people who don't like you. I don't care what color they are. If people don't like you, stop being around you. If they bring you that negative energy, find somewhere else to go. And stop going to places that you know they don't like you and they don't mean you no good. And you can tell people who don't like you. You can just look at how they act around each other. Y'all gotta be careful out here, man. These people getting away with a lot of negativity. They get away with all this hatred, all this racism, all this humiliation, all of this stuff, y'all. They're the main ones be out here in group chats where I found my email on a group chat that had 30,000 people on it. Most likely they were 30,000 MAGA people or racist people or just people who don't like black people. And even some of the Hispanics be in these chats and stuff pretending like they like us, and some of them don't like us, y'all. So I'm telling you, this is why AT&T is going through a settlement, a class action settlement right now, because our email from Google was hacked and our information was found on the dark web because of these data breaches. And the main thing about these people who be trying to breach your data, they don't like you, chosen ones. That's why I told y'all when this happened, when Google and YouTube really Google tell you in your email when you go into your account manager that your information was compromised and there's a class action lawsuit. You print that document, you screenshot it, print it, and you should have filed that settlement, y'all. You should have filed it. They still haven't approved the funds to be released to a lot of these people who data was breached by Google. A lot of these companies are breaching your data, man, and you wondering why. Because a lot of ours are hackers. A lot of them hack information. A lot of them are handlers. They work in the systems. They manipulate these systems. They come for the black people who speak out against this harassment and this negativity towards their people. This is why some of you guys are getting a lot of shit coming at them, negativity coming at them. And don't get mad at me because I be cussing and stuff. I have pain in me. I've been dealing with stress. I've been dealing with a lot of arsism because of this law and stuff like that. This law battles and spiritual warfare is because of racism. And even the white people don't even want to agree with what I'm saying, but it's true. You know it's true. Look at the colors they represent. Who you think been fighting? Every time I come outside, I used to see nothing but red, 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 red. Why do you think so? Because the company is red. The company represents red. MAGA represents red. Okay? Republicans red. Okay? All kinds of stuff. And just because I'm saying this don't mean everything I'm saying it pertains to that situation. But when I'm the person telling my story, I can say, yes, hell, from the day that I slipped and fell, I was mocked. I was mocked in the hospital. I was mocked in the store. After I fell, I was mocked ever since that incident. For 2 years. I've had monitoring spirits fucking with me. I've had people hacked into my account. I've had people following me everywhere where I go. I have people sending homeless and drug addict looking people to harass me or ask me up for $1. They drop these people off. They know you going to the store, chosen ones. They know they can beat you to the store. Okay, because they're watching your phone, they're monitoring your phone, they're mirroring your phone. So they beat you to the store and they drop off the person, and the person is there when you get there. Soon as you get there, okay, here they go asking you for money. No, they was placed there. See, it's all these little tactics that they do when they're fighting you in court. It's all these little tactics that people who are agreeing to the system don't know. This is my first time ever being injured or a personal injury or fighting in a legal matter. I don't know what they're going to do. We don't have the resources as these big corporations and companies and divisions and groups and law firms and stuff like that. These people got money, resources, friends, networks, okay? And some of them have they biases against you, chosen ones. And even if they didn't have a bias against you, they will eventually have a bias against you because they want to win. They want their side to win. So anything they can do to you, humiliation campaigns, humiliation rituals, slander campaigns, and then they want to turn it around on you when you go to spiritual warfare with them. You want to speak spiritually to the Most High God, because God is who give you the discernment. God is the one showing you the colors. God is showing you the anything that's going on. God is giving you the discernment and intuition. And when I say I seen that billboard one day, that lawyer had a billboard when I went back home, and it says when they battle you, defeat them. Next time I came home, I was looking for that billboard, the whole hurricane that knocked it down, or did the hurricane knock it down? Because they watch everything you do, everything you say, and they have resources in the network to make anything they want happen. These people can do some real treacherous shit. And some of these people have done some real treacherous shit. And so when that man at that job, been on his job 22 years, minding his business, trying to make a way for himself and his family, and you mean to tell me you done harass that man with your racism so much, you harassing all the people who come there to work a job to take care of their family, and you mean to tell me that black man had to take himself out by taking y'all out? They said they were hanging nooses in front of their job, on the side of their job, in the back of their job. I don't know, but they was giving them all kinds of hell, y'all. Could you imagine sitting at your job and these white folks keep fucking with you? Just fucking with you and fucking with you and fucking with you and fucking with you and fucking with you. How many times you done went to a job and these white folks all talking about you, going to your foreman, going to your boss, going to your supervisor, your manager, all in the office with the door closed, talking about you, all trying to make the system act funny and manipulate the system. Man, when I was a medical biller, I'm like, sometimes I do my medical billing, I'm like, damn, how do these get all denied? How do these claims get denied when I know I corrected these claims and put the right modifier on here? And they come back denied, denied, denied. This is all allegedly. I'm using, parables and stuff and stories. I'm just saying. Disclaimer, not intended to harm. I'm sharing for fair use. I'm sharing for educational, entertainment, and news critical analysis, spiritual awareness, and spiritual warfare. Because let me tell you, the devil is a sneaky, crafty demon, and he will build a confederate against the chosen ones of God. You got to understand this, y'all. You got to understand this. I ain't even sip a little, I'm not even sipping coffee this morning. Guys, if you support this channel, let me know. Just share, like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for chatting with me in the live. I'm ignoring any negativity today because it's some heavy energy, and then we're tired of this bullshit. And people don't want to do nothing about the things that's going on, the harassment on your jobs, the suppression, the negligent security. They don't want it. They want to ignore you and gaslight you with the information. You know how many times I come on social media speaking up for my people, speaking up just for anybody, for stuff that's just unjust. And you know how much flack I get? Man, I can't even put on a little swinging ponytail when, I have to go out because, sometimes I'm rushed for time and I want to just slick my hair back. I can't even put on a slick hair on my head without somebody talking about my hair or somebody talking about my natural hair. You can't please everybody, chosen ones, when you on media. You got to get your work done. You hear me? You got to get your work done. Because God is operating through you, not man. Who gives a damn what man say? I don't give a damn. I know who I am. I'm a child of the living God. I'm an Israelite. I'm a child of the living God. That's the only thing y'all need to know. And before they see anything about you, they know that you black. They know that you white. They know you Asian. They know you Hispanic. Okay? Or you mixed. Or you biracial. Don't give me that crap. The first thing you know when I get hired When I walk in that job and get an interview, or you interview me, or I come in there and do a drug test, or I come in there to go get some chips and some ice, I know the first thing you see when you see me is that I'm a black woman. How can you not say this is not racist? The first thing that man seen, when, because the first thing I seen was a white man standing at the clerk desk in the store with a red shirt on. And you ain't gonna tell me I don't think what was thinking up in my head when I slipped and fell in there, and when nobody in the store, I didn't know what they were gonna do to me. And they had a little door right there where I slipped at too. What if they was trying to kidnap me and traffic me? I don't know. You know what was going through my head? Man. And the man was, he was short, but he couldn't even help me up. He offered to help after he done told me, yeah, I'm coming. A lady told me that on the floor, you know what I'm saying? And all this wetness just everywhere. It was just all over. You mean to tell me you didn't mop that up correctly? You didn't mop that correctly. You knew it was a possibility. I wonder if they was monitoring my phone and they called you and told you, yeah, that one right there, don't even clean it up. You never know. You never know. How the hell y'all gonna try to make it seem like I'm psychic and I knew about it before I even got to the damn store? I ain't never been to that store before. I'm no damn psychic. Hell, if I was a psychic, I would have $5-10 million already. If I was a psychic, because I would play no games with y'all asses. Okay, I'll be like Tupac. I'm hungry. Please let me in. Ooh, I'm hungry. Please let me in. And then you get tired of that. What Tupac said? Finish it up. I will show being one of them. Okay. This is all alleged, chosen ones. This is entertainment. Don't take this shit for real now. But the stuff that I'm talking for real, it will be talked for real. That's all you need to know. Because the stuff that I'm saying is real. But some of it is parables and some of it is a little entertainment. Because let me tell you, I ain't trying to go in before my date. No, ma'am. I got to make it. So I'm an entertainer. I've been talking educational. I've been talking spiritual. This is what I do. They can't say she's psychic and all that. No, I'm intuitive. I pay attention to the energy, the colors, the patterns. That's it. But what I don't see, I don't see. Okay? What I don't know, I don't know. And if I've never been there before and I don't know what's going the hell on, you can't tell me I'm psychic. So leave that shit at the door. Okay? But anyway, chosen ones, I'm just telling you the truth. Let me read these comments. I done made my commentary. Check that story out though, y'all. Look for the story. It says, hi. Somebody said lies. Oh, they go MAGA nut. That's probably somebody that know me, don't like me, and probably white, or probably on the opposing team, or probably a hacker, or probably a demonic individual, or a witch or a warlock. Now, which one is? Or a monitoring spirit, or somebody who's trying to destiny swap, okay, somebody's wealth out here. Or somebody who has taken somebody's wealth and now they have to come and harass the person. Which one is it? Because we know about them situations that they be doing. Y'all look it up. But anyway, it says, this is from the person called Shadow Zaro. Lies. Easily food, dumbasses. How we easily food when that's on the news? Chosen ones, go over to Taylor House Publishing and look up that story. Okay? Go over there. We know where our stories are. We don't need to keep telling them where we get our stories from. We can get it right from the news like we've been getting it from. But when my mom was on listening to the news and I heard it. That's how sometimes you just get the news because you just hear it. It's the TV playing. The phone is on. You get what I'm saying? You walking around and somebody got their radio on. You know, that's how we get messages. And thank God for the airways. Okay? But don't be fooled by the airways now. You know, Satan is the ruler of the air. We got to rebuke that, and we got to test the spirits. Even in the information we get, and test it out. Go confirm the research. Okay? Go confirm these stories. So, you know, I'm going to always go back and check. I'm going to always do my research. But sometimes I want to share it real quick so the information can get out and so the others can research it. So anyway, Randy Cooper Stone said, no offense, but you can't play the race card like that, ma'am. Are you a lawyer? Yes, I can. And I will. You know why? Because I'm not represented by anyone. I'm per se. Unless the judge say I can't. And I respect the judge, okay? I'll talk to y'all later. Okay?